So I want you to take a step back and ask yourself, was your time on the build site well spent? Was your time in a meeting well spent? Was the money that you donated well spent? Well, let's consider the facts, and just a few facts. A mother no longer has to use her living room as her son's bedroom, filled with medical equipment. A homeowner living in a mobile home no longer needs to worry about the roof every time it rains. A family of 6 who were living in a 2-bedroom apartment are now living in a 4-bedroom home with one room dedicated for their daughter who has autism and needs that extra space for peace of mind. So I ask, was your time or your money well spent? Absolutely yes. You have given families a hand up and made a significant impact on their lives for years to come, even generations to come. And speaking of generations, this year we hit the record of most kids housed in a single year in Habitat homes. I don't know if any of you can guess. Does anybody want to chat a guess of how many kids were housed this year alone?
25.
We have some numbers. We've got 12 on the board. Anyone want to try to chat another number?
25.
How many kids do you think we housed this year?
Are they hearing you?
Well, I'll tell you. We got 16, we did 15. 15 kids housed in their new Habitat homes. That's generational impact. I want to thank you for all that you do to ensure that another home is built and that another repair project is completed. I want to thank you for your impact on Habitat's mission to help individuals and families secure the decent and affordable housing that they need. So, Jess has put together an amazing summary of pictures of 2021, but I want to preface that with a couple of words to share a little bit about our year. This year, we partnered once again with Bridgestone Builders to complete a blitz build, where we built 2 homes simultaneously, which we did in Wayne. Because of this partnership, we have been able to increase our home production and serve more families, like we did for the Pierce family and the Greg and Markle family. We also completed a rehab project of an existing Habitat home for Letitia and her family. She has an amazing story, and we have her here on the Zoom tonight, and we're going to hear from her later tonight. While in 2020, we had to cancel our Bowling Green build due to COVID, in 2021, we got it done. Anastasia's Habitat home marked the 3rd and final Habitat home that was planned to be built on land that was donated by the city of Bowling Green. And we are grateful to the city for this donation, and we're happy to see 3 single-family homes on the corner of Clough and Manville. Events are an important source of funding for our mission, and this year we launched our first ever Make It, Take It event, thanks to Jessica's leadership and the help of our Women Build Committee, Lisa Schaller, and BGSU's Purple Hard Hats Club. The event included 5 sessions that saw over 40 participants make their own planter box or end table out of recycled pallet wood. So be on the lookout for more information this year for this year's Make It, Take It event. It'll be bigger and better than ever. This year, we also were able to host our 6th Hockey for Habitat event with real live hockey games at BG City Park. Along with the online auction, the event raised over $20,000 to support our home building and home repair programs. And we are excited to see this event grow in 2022. Grants are another important source of funding for the organization, but I'll let Jess speak a little bit on that later on. And we cannot thank our corporate sponsors enough for believing in our mission and making that financial commitment to our build projects, supporting the costs of building materials. You can see their logos on the signs next to me. And without their help, these building projects would not be possible. There are so many moving parts that make this mission possible. Most folks see all the work that's being done on the build site, but a tremendous amount of work is done by tremendous people behind the scenes. I want to acknowledge our amazing committees and volunteers. So see if you can find that reactions button on the bottom of your screen. And I want you to click the raise hand button when I call out your committee. So everyone locate that reactions button on the bottom of your screen and then click the raise hand button when I call your committee. And then you're going to have to lower your hand afterwards as well. All right, here we go. Who are the behind the scenes workers? The selection committee, raise your hand. There we go. I see AJ, Alicia, Cindy. All right. So all those who raised their hands, they are responsible for our outreach and selecting Habitat families for our new Habitat homes. I am thankful for the chair of that committee, Cindy Fuller, who has been serving on that committee in that role for just over 8 years now. Support committee, they provide our families with homeowner education before the start of their home builds and serve as support partners for each family because it can be pretty stressful going through the homeownership program. I want to acknowledge Barb Brunner, who has faithfully served as support chair for the past 3 years. She will be stepping down. Barb really stepped into the role and provided a structure in which we could better serve and support our Habitat families. Thank you, Barb, for all that you accomplished in the role of support committee chair and for the special touch that you always have added to each dedication. We are happy that Candace Schmidt has stepped up into the role and will continue the great work of that support committee. Site selection committee. They have helped us identify land opportunities in Wood County to build a Habitat home on. I'm thankful for Joanne Amos, who has served as chair throughout most of 2021, as well as Jim Weinandy and others who have helped secure lots for Habitat. The build committee is chaired by Alan Jaffe. They oversee our building program, our site safety, and the overall coordination of our build project. So if you're on the build committee, you can raise your hand. There we go, see Alan. The finance committee has been overseeing our financials and putting together our budgets. Kim Brummel has served on the finance committee and as treasurer for over 6 years. We stretched her term, but this year, as required by our bylaws, she will be stepping down from her role as treasurer, which she has held for just over 6 years, but she will continue to play an integral role as a finance committee member. The Women Build Committee has taken on the charge of running the Make It Take It event, led by Jessica Herringshaw. And we are excited to have new members join that committee this year. Also new this year, with the leadership of Jessica, is our Restore Committee, charged with developing a plan to launch our very own Restore here in Wood County. We are working on a timeline, and we are excited for the prospect of a Restore here in Wood County. I want to mention a couple of volunteers who are our office volunteers or sort of single volunteers. Larry Swaysgood has taken on the charge of meeting with churches and helping us develop relationships with churches within Wood County. Mike Cray is our volunteers and materials coordinator, helping to coordinate all materials and deliveries for our build projects. And Karen Lecomte has been serving for probably over 2 years now in the role of grant writer. And you'll hear more about that later on. Finally, our board. I am thankful to have a committed and invested group of board members who not only serve on the board, but also serve on a committee. They are an encouragement to me and provide strong accountability and oversight for the organization. With that said, here are the pictures of 2021. What an amazing year. Thank you for all of your efforts this year. We have a couple of special awards that we want to hand out here, and I'll present some and Jessica will present the others. The first award we have is the Board of Directors Member Award, and this is awarded to Carly DeGroot. Carly served a full 3 terms on Habitat's board, full years as a board member, the last of which she served a year as board president. We thank Carly for her work and her commitment to Habitat's mission and to serving families here in Wood County. Thank you, Carly.
All right. So tonight, one of the awards I'm presenting, I would like to present to our volunteer, Mike Cray, who I know is not with us tonight, but he'll see this recording. So I'm presenting Mike with the Consider It Done Award. And we're giving this to him because if you don't know Mike, he helps with materials ordering and delivery and scheduling for the builds. And a lot of other stuff that some of us probably don't even know. So if it was not for Mike Cray, the BG build would still be waiting on many key components. This year was one of many material shortages or delays in every category that you can imagine. Mike was on top of it, making sure that we had what we needed when it was needed. You know, there are many times where he would come to Mark or I and say, hey, I think this is going to be delayed. And then, you know, within a day or within a couple hours, he had an answer of what the alternative was or how we were going to make it happen for the family. So we really appreciate what he did, specifically with the BG builds, but also we had a blitz build this last year. And so that meant building 2 homes at the same time, of which, you know, they're at different stages in the process, and he managed the materials for both of those builds. So thank you very much, Mike. We truly appreciate it. And we'll hand that off to him when he gets it. The next award that I would like to present, Mark kind of alluded to a little bit, but we are awarding the Green Pen to Miss Karen for all of her work with grants and her help in the office. And the reason why she's getting the Green Pen Award is because she helps to find and write grants here at the office. And over the last few years that she has been helping, she has helped us to secure $109,600 in funding for our needed programs. So this includes a $60,000 grant, which will be used over the next 3 years for our home repair program, which is much needed. So we're very thankful to have Karen supporting us. So thank you so much, Karen. I think you're on the phone. I'm not sure that we can see you, but you have a really awesome green pen waiting for you, and hopefully we can use this to write more grants in the future. So thank you, Karen. All right. I'm going to hand it back to Mark.
Jim Overmeyer is our construction manager, and he really wanted to share some words, and rightly so, about our core crew. Unfortunately, Jim is ill and unable to speak, so I'm going to speak on his behalf, what he shared with me. But to our core crew, he wanted to share what you meant to him in this past year. This year, we had some core crew who really stepped up and got involved. Alan Aarons, Alan Jaffe, Dave LaHote, Larry LaHote, Roger Hyder, Don Drojewitz, Dwight Schuler, Ron Eckel, and Gene Fry. He is so thankful for your commitment, not only to the mission, but to the craft of home building. He really loved seeing you all develop your skills with the right attitude on getting it right and providing quality work. That was from Jim. We love our core crew. So if you have time, because the best ability is availability, or if you think you might, if you think you know someone who might fit this bill, then please direct them our way. Jess would love to speak to them. On that note, I did want to share with you that Jim will be stepping down from his role as construction manager. He is going to retire and looks to enjoy his time with his lovely wife, Brenda, and their family who are scattered throughout the US. I see travel in his future. He is open to returning as a core crew as timing permits, and he knows that the door is always open, as long as he signs up. But we will be gathering on another date to thank and recognize Jim for his work. But I want you all to know what Jim has meant to Habitat, to me, and to the families we serve. Things changed around here when Jim took on the role of construction manager. He assumed full responsibility of the duties with an unmatched, positive, and encouraging attitude that will be really missed. His attention to build a quality home as though it were for his daughter, and to expect quality from all the volunteers and the core crew is why we can truly be proud of the kind of homes that we have built over the past 4 years. Besides building homes, Jim stepped in when we needed him on a very dirty repair job in 2020, which won him the Golden Gloves Award, rubber gloves, as a result of a broken soil pipe on a bathroom project. But that is who Jim is, getting the job done no matter what it took, and whatever it took to do it, he would do it. Thank you, Jim, for making my life so much easier and for making this organization better and for setting us up with a standard to follow going forward. And now we will have some words shared by our Habitat Board President, Alan Jaffe.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, I got to get my notes up. So Jessica asked me to talk a little bit about what it was like working on the core crew, doing the builds, and working with our homeowners. And in return, I asked her for some data. Some of you might know that I'm a retired engineer, so I always have to have some numbers to work with. And a couple of those numbers I want to talk about. One is that in 2021, we had a total of 234 volunteers that worked on all aspects of our organization. And just thought a little bit about what that 234 number can mean. And you can multiply these, those of you that have been involved in any of these things, they multiply out by, probably tens and hundreds. But just to start off with, obviously 234 individuals making the world better. 234 prayers, 234 smiles, 234 flashes of hope, and 234 handshakes. Every one of us that volunteers is in fact making the world better, and that's the main reason that I'm involved is to help to do that. Second number I want to talk about is 3,050. 3,050 is the total number of volunteer hours that we recorded. And I know I didn't sign in a number of times, so there's a lot, that number is a lot higher. And I kind of went through and kind of thought a little bit about what that might mean. Means at least 100 committee and board meetings over the year. If you divide that 3,050 out by a typical day, that's 436 person days on a build site in meeting rooms, classrooms, home visits, working with our future homeowners. It's thousands and thousands of phone calls, emails, and letters seeking donations and giving thanks. And another one that's my engineering one, if you can drill or screw down 3 nails or screws per minute, that 3,050 hours works out to over 500,000 nails or screws driven. And what it was like for me, I'm almost done. This is my 3rd year working with Habitat. I've been volunteering on a lot of different things over the last 50 years. Scouts, sports, science education, all kinds of things. I've been on a number of boards. Habitat for Humanity Wood County over the last 3 years has been really unique for me. Obviously, we have lasting physical evidence of our work. We have homes to point to. And every chance that I get as I drive around the county, I point those out to my friends and family. We have lots and lots of contacts, especially building the homes. I get the opportunity to meet with our future homeowners and see their growth from the beginning of a home to the time that they get their key ring. I see growth in confidence. I see a growth in pride, and I see a total growth in hope for the future. I've gotten to see homeowners who have never held tools before. Reminded me seeing the photos. One of our homeowners this year had never held a screw gun in her life. And that morning we were making forms for the concrete, for the center posts, and she screwed together those forms literally from the ground up on building her home, and seeing the smile on her face when that first form took shape. I really appreciate the opportunity to grow Habitat for Humanity Wood County. And I've grown too, even though I'm in my 60s, I'm still growing. And I want to thank everybody that I've worked with this year for that opportunity. And Mark, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Alan. We're gonna now have Letitia, our new homeowner in Rossford, share a couple of words on how her new home has impacted her family. Letitia?
Hello, everyone. I wish my son could be here, but me and my daughter were exposed to COVID, so he is with his father to keep him safe. One thing that Habitat Home has done for me and my kids is given my son his own room. He is a medically fragile child. He requires lots and lots of medical equipment, supplies. Try to get through this without tearing up. And this has allowed him to have his own space, his own room. me to be able to sleep in a bed. As Mark mentioned in the beginning, I was the one sleeping in the living room for my son, and I don't have to do that anymore. My kids have a backyard now. We lived in a apartment, and I don't downgrade apartments, but having close neighbors, you know, that you don't know, and you just don't know the safety of your kids. The location of our home is fabulous. We have wonderful neighbors that we've grown to have relationships with, grown really close to them. And my daughter absolutely loves the school district here. I think we've done better here than in Bowling Green. You know, it's been able to give me financial stability with the low mortgage payments. And I've learned to become, you know, more budgetable, and, you know, just a program overall going into it. You know, it helped me so much, you know, to grow and be a better mom for my kids. You know, I never seen myself in this situation, you know, a couple years ago. You know, that was my downfall, is will I ever be in a home for my kids, especially my son. He has more room to get around here. He's able to grow and, you know, be able to hit milestones that he wasn't able to hit. He's doing so much better. And, you know, my daughter too, she loves her own room and her own space. She spends a lot of time in her room. So as a 9-year-old, you know, having a place to go of her own and, you know, have friends over and stuff, it's definitely made an impact. You know, and my family just, you know, the first week of living here, I just kept telling my family, it's still hard to believe that I'm a homeowner. I never thought it would ever come to, you know, be in this situation. You know, I thought I'd be renting for the rest of my life. So, but Habitat has done an amazing job. All the volunteers, everyone who has helped. I grew to know a lot of people, meet a lot of people. It was a really good experience. It was really fun, and I'll be there this year to help build the house behind us. So I really appreciate Habitat for everything they've done.
Thank you, Letitia. Yes, we are excited to put another Habitat home right behind yours. We're gonna jump to the Golden Hammer Award. The Golden Hammer Award is an important award to Habitat. Started in 2018, it goes to an individual who has provided a lifelong commitment to Habitat's mission and made an impact. And we have a couple of Golden Hammer. Raise your hand if you are a Golden Hammer Award winner. That's you, Doug Troutner. That's you, Tom Emke. And that's you, Ron Eckel. There we go. Well, let me share about the 2021 Golden Hammer Award winner. The first time I met our 2021 Golden Hammer Award recipient was in his living room, long after he had retired as a Habitat volunteer. His name was on all sorts of Habitat papers that I found while rummaging through some old files. This guy was pretty important. And after some encouragement from Claudia Emke, I reached out to this important man in Habitat's history, and to my delight, he welcomed a visit from me to his home where I sat down with he and his wife for a pleasant chat in their living room. That was over 5 years ago. As I reached out to some of his contemporaries who worked with and alongside this gentleman, I quickly understood what he meant to Habitat during his time as a volunteer. And in my own personal interactions with him over the past 5 years, he has remained just as important to Habitat's mission through his financial support, his moral support, and his guest appearances to share a few words with potential donors. I am talking, of course, about Jay Kirkbride. Jay Kirkbride was the right-hand man to the then construction manager, Dan Carpenter. According to Ron Eckel, Dan had Jay on speed dial and got his help on everything from material orders to material deliveries and anything else that needed to get done. And Jay was always ready and willing to do whatever needed to get done. Without a Jay Kirkbride, I don't think Dan Carpenter would have been able to get these projects completed. Jay not only provided that practical assistance, but he was also a mentor to the younger volunteers, not just giving them encouragement or a funny quip, but also leading by example. He could be found digging holes, putting up siding, leading painting crews, picking up supplies, and most of all, answering Dan's phone calls. Again, according to Ron Eckel, he was an inspiration and someone I looked up to, who pushed me as a Habitat volunteer. If he could volunteer all those years, then so could I. Jay, I want to thank you for continuing to answer those phone calls, this time my phone calls. Recently, I called Jay and asked him to come out to talk about Habitat to some potential donors at a new event that we held last year. Jay was up to the task, and because he's never at a loss for words. And he spoke compellingly of the simple mission that he undertook all those years ago, a mission that he believes in, that he believed in then, and that he continues to believe in to this day. Jay, it is my honor and my privilege to award you with the 2021 Golden Hammer Award. Now we have this certificate, but we know that the Golden Hammer Award is more than just a certificate. So, Jay, I think there's a box in your house.
There's a lot
that
of
was
boxes.
delivered to you before Christmas. And Doug, help me out here.
Oh, that's what's sitting next to me.
Open that box, Jay.
Am I
What do you
supposed to
see
open
in there?
that? Well, I threw it
You gotta
away.
open that.
I threw it away. Wait a minute.
For all of you who don't know, Jay is in Arizona. And with the help of his son, Doug Kirkbride, who's on the Zoom, and Jay's daughter, we were able to get the Golden Hammer Award to Arizona.
Hey, you know,
There we go.
is it upside down?
Perfect.
Hey, thank you.
Congratulations, Jay, for being our 2021 Golden Hammer Award winner. Special thanks go to Kent Stombaugh for putting that wood award together. Jay, any
Beautiful.
final words before you have to go to your next meeting?
Hey, thank you, everybody, and God bless everybody. What else can I say?
Is he on mute?
Beautiful job.
Jay, can you speak closer to the computer?
Yeah, wait a minute. I gotta get back here on my lap. You still there?
Yeah. Any words?
Yes. Hey, you know, over the years, it really has been a gift for me to work with Habitat. You know, and I have the opportunity to work with Habitat because it's just one of those things that there's no words to even say, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any screen, so I don't know what's going on. Am I still
We see
on?
you. We see you.
Okay, yeah, because I don't see anybody. I'm back to my Zoom screen. It says schedule a meeting. So, but anyways, hey, thanks for everybody and keep up the good work in Wood County.
Sounds good, Jay.
Yeah, it really does. You just keep it up. And I'll maybe see you guys this spring. Okay.
That sounds good, Jay.
Hey, thank you again.
Congratulations. We all see you and
Yeah.
really honor you tonight.
Hey, thank you and God bless everybody.
Thanks, Jay.
Bye.
That was great. Thank you, Doug Kirkbride, for helping us make that happen, getting that award down there in Arizona. We want to get into the Volunteer of the Year awards, and we will I'm going to start with, all right. All right, the first Volunteer of the Year award is in the category of construction. Following an outreach presentation at BGSU in the fall of 2017 to talk about our upcoming Bowling Green builds, this volunteer stepped up and enthusiastically offered to help get plans drawn up. The timing was pretty amazing because we had just lost the services of a previous architect who was unable to continue making plans for us. Enter the tenure of Heidi Rieger, who, by the way, also introduced us to Jim Overmeyer, our construction manager. Heidi and Jim had worked together on a church build project, and it was great watching them work together, drafting and reviewing plans for our Habitat homes. Heidi not only revised existing plans that we had, but she created a new plan that our families loved, increasing the interior living space within the same 3-bedroom footprint with her open concept. When we set out to build our first ever 600 square foot small house project in Rising Sun, Heidi brought that idea to her students at BGSU as a class exercise or challenge. And once we chose the sort of winning plan, she worked with that student to develop those plans until ultimately that was the plan that we built in Rising Sun, our first ever small house, 1-bedroom, 600 square foot house. Heidi has balanced being a wife, a mom, an architecture professor, among other things that she does, but she has always made time for Habitat, even in a crunch. In 2021, we built the final home of the 3 homes in Bowling Green, all based on her drawings. And it is amazing to see her drawings come to life on the corner of Clough and Manville. Heidi, for your amazing service to Habitat and your commitment to the cause of decent and affordable housing for those in need, I am happy to present to you the Volunteer of the Year award in the area of construction.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. I love being a part of this group and working with you guys. I will sorely miss working with Jim, especially, but you've got a great crew, Mike Cray, and then bringing Lisa Schaller aboard to help out and bringing her students around, and just, it was my dream as a small child to become an architect so that I could help provide housing. So Habitat's allowed me to do that in a big way. So it's really, I love seeing my stuff come to life in 3D.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Jessica will present the next two awards.
All right, so we're shuffling the order up, so let me get my notes straight here. So for Construction Volunteer of the Year, we couldn't decide on just one volunteer. We have a lot of great folks who help us out on the construction side. And so this year we're going to award a second award for Volunteer of the Year for construction. And this is an individual who put in many hours in the last year, sometimes on their own and at times working with a large crews of novice volunteers with 5-gallon buckets of paint, which is often fun. So this guy makes sure that the inside of all of our Habitat homes are sparkling with a beautiful coat of clean paint. And at one point at the end of this last summer, this individual was touching up paint on 3 homes nearly all at the same time, working to make sure that they were all ready for the home dedications so that the families could move in time for school to start. He even went as far as this last year developing a drying rack so that we could prep all of the trim for the home in the shop at once. And I could go on and on about how this individual has contributed in the last year and really went above and beyond as far as service to us in the department of specifically painting the new home. So please join me in congratulating Jean Fry for our other Construction Volunteer of the Year this year. So thank you, Jean, very much for your service. And I don't think he was with us. So the last award I have to present this evening is the Volunteer of the Year for Operations. And so let me start by describing this volunteer to you. So this volunteer is a doer, always willing to help out in any way that she can put her skills to use. If she doesn't know how to do something, she has always been willing to do the research, join a webinar, or ask the experts how. In the last year, our website has been transformed. It was this volunteer who took the time to research our options, meet with the website company, and make sure the change was implemented. Before the site went live, this volunteer reviewed each page with staff, making sure we were putting our best foot forward. The pages on our website are updated regularly, which helps to keep it relevant and active. And it allows for us to accept many donations, volunteer applications, and a place for homeowners and future homeowners to apply. The website is not the only way that this volunteer has helped in the last year. She was involved with helping us prepare for our Hockey for Habitat event. She's been on the build site to help and even helped to kickstart the efforts of exploring a restore, which I really appreciate. So I'm very excited to congratulate Jennifer Reef with the 2021 Volunteer of the Year Award for Operations. So thank you so much, Jen. We appreciate you. All right. Mark, you'd like to any closing remarks?
Thank you to all of you for joining us tonight and celebrating with us tonight. You know, one thing we've done in the past is to open it up. If there were anyone who wanted to share a story, a Habitat story about their experience working with Habitat, we would love to hear from you. Is there anyone out there? We will give the floor to you to share your story or of your involvement with Habitat. Anybody want to share?
I do. This is Ron. And I've met a lot of brand new people again this year. This is the end of my 21st year. And I look forward to, I don't know about another 21 years, but I'll put in as much time as I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Anybody else want the mic?
Can you hear me, Mark?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I can't hear you. Well, I guess I can hear you now. I did want to share a few things. First of all, listening and watching this meeting, it's beyond heartwarming to see how many folks are involved in what I was thinking about earlier today as a recurring miracle that takes place every time one of these houses is built, and how many people you've been involved. And then I look back and think how few of us there were back in the old days doing this. As you know, we wore so many hats. You've got so many challenges to meet now, and so many qualified people. I wanted to say a few words about Jay, because Jay was a jack of all trades when we were doing this. He did everything. Well, we all did everything. And I also wanted to mention Brenda because she, along with several of the other women, the women of the older group, put together meals and did a lot of the activity, the committee activity. Now that you have so many people with skills that we didn't have, we had to learn on the run. So I just want to offer congratulations to everybody, not only those who are on the screen here, but to all those who are involved. And thank you for all that you all have done to make Habitat what I see on the screen in front of me now. An organization with lots of people doing lots of good things to create 2 or 3 or 4 miracles every year out of nothing for families that are deserving. So that's all I have to say, and thanks again to you.
Thank you, Tom. Well, if there are no other words, I want to thank you all tonight for sharing your time with us, and obviously for everything that you've done in this past year. We've accomplished a lot together. We've got 2022 now looking ahead, and we're excited to get those projects done. We are looking to build in Rossford in the spring and Weston in the fall, and along with doing a couple of repair projects this year. So we will see you either in the office, on the build site, somewhere. Thank you so much. Have a great night. And thank you to our award winners as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.